So we had a really big rain on Wednesday, and then it was sunny on Thursday and Friday, and the ground has dried out enough where we can plant our potatoes, which is great. A lot of people here plant their potatoes in the first week of May, but I'm going to be gone because I'm heading to America. My parents are moving into a retirement complex. They had planned to do it sometime next year, but there's some health problems, so they're moving on May 15th. So my sisters have been helping them pack up their 3-bedroom house, and they're moving into a 1-bedroom apartment in the retirement complex, and I'm going to be there to help finish packing up, move them, and then help them unpack. So kind of an unexpected trip. So I am very thankful that we've got some sun, that we can get these potatoes planted, because my responsibility here is the garden. And Pastor Sergey has been working with us, learning how to drive the tractor, and he's going to be kind of my eyes and ears and help a lot. So today Mark cultivated the area there. You can kind of see it darker. It's freshly tilled up, and they're getting ready to plant the potatoes. So Mark is teaching Sergey how to do the planting on the tractor, and Dima also, he's teaching on the back how to make sure that the potatoes don't get clogged in the tube that drops them down behind the little plow. So Dima will be sitting on the back of the seeder. There's a chair there, and the other guys will be staging with the potatoes, which are in the back of our van. So you can see that they've staged a couple bags here. So if we need potatoes on this end of the planting, one of them can be here and carry and put potatoes there. So you can see our strawberries are doing pretty well and popping up good. And after we rotahode, it's kind of like a little hedgehog that we use, spinning wheels, cogs kind of. The garlic here popped really well. So we finally, last week, got enough sun where we could plant the rest of the onions over here and carrots. And we've got probably about a 10 or 12 foot spot where we'll be planting squash. And of course this will be squash here in between the garlic. And this right here will be a squash. It'll get probably planted maybe the first or second week in May, depending on how warm it is. And we use squash for all of our animals, so we plant quite a few rows. Here will be another row of squash. And then down here, between these two stakes here, you can see the little one on the left there. This is where 2 more rows of squash will be. So from this little stake through to over here, sorry for the bouncing, this is uneven ground here quite a bit. So to this stake right here, we'll be planting potatoes. And then we'll go to our big field, which is probably about 2 acres, almost a full hectare, and we'll do potatoes there. So this is where we did our red beets. We got in 8 rows, and I put up some pictures about how the guys dragged the tank. So I am also standing with my back to a new fence. Let me get up here. We have increased our composting area almost 3 times. So I don't know if you can see this little area right here, about 10 feet wide is what our compost has been. And Mark was having trouble getting the tiller in there without hitting the fence. So now we've expanded it, and oh boy, it's probably maybe 4 or 5 times more. So we're going to do away with this little fence here, so the geese and the turkey ducks will be able to come into this big area. And then from here, the chickens will come into the big area. And where the compost currently is now here, we'll take the far fence, the stick fence away, and we'll put in a few more fruit trees there. So expanding our compost, of course, some people here probably think it's a little crazy to have a compost so big, but we want it laid out so that we can till it regularly. We put weeds on it, the greens, the hay from the rabbits, the pig poo, all those kind of things. And we'll put it on here and then till it in regularly. So we'll have really good compost that we can put on our gardens and make things as organic as we can. And they've got some really good earthworms. Geese and turkey ducks give great compost, and we've already dug some in that area and put it on the raspberries and the the flower gardens and the strawberries and those kind of things. So Mark has gotten this fence up and tightened in, and yesterday I helped him with this section here. It's still got to be tied in on the posts and all that, and then at the end will be a gate where the tractor can go in and out from the field. So he'll keep the gate right up against the barns there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get over here. Trying not to fall. There's all sorts of ruts and stuff here. So this is where a gate will be, and then the fence will follow this line all the way to the end of the rabbit hutch right here. And so this will be the small gate that the chickens will come out of, and there'll be a fence just kind of on the right to keep them contained. And then this is another vehicle gate here, a tractor gate. So he'll be able to bring the tractor in that gate or the one where I'm standing. Yeah, so just some improvements. So let's turn back here and see. Let me put my glasses down here. So it looks like they're talking, oh, they're checking some sort of connection to the cedar. Yeah. So one thing about, we used to plant all these potatoes by hand with a shovel. You dig a hole, drop a potato in. You dig the next hole, and you dump that dirt on the one that you just planted. And of course it could take a week or so to plant potatoes, depending on how much you planted. But with the tractor, we can do it in a matter of an hour or two. Of course, today it's going to take a little bit longer because of teaching Sergey and teaching Dima kind of what they need to do. So I'll follow up with pictures later.